What is going on, baseball fans? Jeremy Laracuente here for the Baseball Banter Broadcast. And we pick up on another franchise mode simulation series here. We're going to be coining these simulation Sundays. So we're going to go through the next few Sundays and try to create a new World Series winner on MLB The Show 22. Now, the franchise that we're going to go through to try to create into a World Series winner, as you can tell by the hat that I'm wearing, is the Minnesota Twins. So we're going to drop down here and look for the Minnesota Twins. All right. So they're currently ranked 16th in Major League Baseball. Now, this is going to be the 2022 roster. No updates as far as the 2023 iteration. So this is going into the 2022 campaign. 16th overall, 14th in contact, 5th in power, 18th in pitching, 15th in defense, and 23rd in speed. A team budget of $185 million. So we're going to go ahead and select them. We're going to turn off the extra innings runner because that's no longer a thing. And we're going to take over the roles of general manager. And we're going to try to build this team into a World Series winner. So we're going to let the coaching and development task be auto-managed, but we're going to take over the control of the front office as the GM. So we're going to go ahead. We're going to jump into spring training, and we're going to clear these notifications. I'm going to take a look at our coaches. Not the greatest set of coaches. Let's see if there's anything better right now. Okay, so there is an A overall. All right, how long do we have left on these coaches' contracts? So Rocco Baldelli has 1 year left. I think that we're going to... Wes Johnson has 1 year left. I think we're going to look for... We'll let Rocco ride out. I think I'm going to go ahead and get another hitting coach here. All right. You know what? For now, we're going to let the coaches be what they are. We are going to try to improve our scouts. As you can see, it is a dramatic need. Now, if you've watched the previous franchise simulation streams that I've done, with the Yankees, we really didn't focus at all on scouting and development. It was more so just acquiring the best players that we could, and not through the draft. With the Marlins, we did focus a little bit more heavily on kind of scouting players, but they more so became trade pieces later on, because since the Marlins didn't have such a big budget, they became one of the better spots because they had a ton of room between them and the budget limit. But with the Twins, they're kind of in the middle for me, and we're going to definitely try to improve on our scouts. When it comes to scouts, I do look for efficiency and discovery as the biggest factors. So if we can kind of improve on those, and I try to, do them in different regions, try to have East, Central, International, and West all covered. Not always is it going to work out that way. As you can see, we have a couple that are going to give us better options here. So we got a couple covered in the Central, but we're also going to go international here, because I think that's going to give us the best opportunity. Actually, another Central. So we're going to just go ahead and, So it really comes down to these two scouts, but it makes more sense that we just end up going with the Central scout again, because he's just going to be the one that gives us the best options here. So let's see. All right. I guess this international one will work too. All right. Anyway, actually, it doesn't seem like we can pick. All right. There we go. Okay. So we're gonna look here. There's never really anybody on this first wave that we're really looking for. What we do want to take a look at is trying to figure out our necessities. Definitely need help in the rotation and the bullpen. Third base, right field, first base. So there's a ton of spots that kind of need some revamping and rebuilding here. I'm gonna kind of let this roster play out for the first little bit and see where and what we need. And so when it comes to right field, Michael Conforto is out here. Obviously, let's see what the asking price is. So nothing too crazy. I think we're gonna take a little bit of a pass right now because I just want to see. Yeah, it's kind of more of the same with Conforto. A little better, but not a ton. Let's see, where is Kepler? So Kepler's a much better defender, but obviously Conforto's a better hitter. Yeah, I think for now we're gonna hold off and kind of see what we can pick up later. I do like Goodrum for his kind of versatility. As you can see, he plays everywhere, but for now we're gonna just go ahead. We're gonna fast forward to the start of the regular season, and we're going to set up these sponsorships real quick. All right, try to make something back. So we have some room in the budget. As we said, the Twins budget going into this was 185 million. We still have 29.29 million in projected surplus, which is really the number that you want to look at. The available budget doesn't always accurately depict kind of how much room you actually have to play with and how much money you have to play with on this. So, all right, we're going to go ahead and we're going to sim to the draft and try to see if we can get through kind of the first part of the season and reevaluate where we are at that point. Because again, the goal is to try to win the World Series with the Minnesota Twins. So we're going to go ahead, let's clear out all these notifications because most of them are just the preliminary kind of startup stuff. And Sunny Gray. All right. All right. So we're gonna go ahead and go to the draft. So we have the 8th pick in the draft. Now, as you've seen throughout the course of these streams, when it comes to the draft, if we have them highly scouted, then I'll pick them. If not, then I don't. So right now, super thin in the pitching market. Obviously, you can always add more pitching, which is going to be super important. They're pretty deep in the shortstop and left field and balanced pretty much everywhere else. Now, when it comes to this list, it is very hit or miss. We're going to go ahead and take the 19-year-old starting pitcher, Howard Salazar. Let's see how many more green selections we have to pick from. All right. So it's 3 catchers. Just going to take right off the top. And then compensation pick. Another catcher. Left field, shortstop, catcher. So we're going to go with the best in terms of potential and overall. Is the shortstop. And again, we're going to take a look. The 18-year-old catcher. Right. And this will probably be the last pick that we actually make. Because I'm pretty sure, all right, we got one more pick to make. From here, we're just going to auto sim the rest, auto draft. And all right, so now let's take a look at these draft picks. 94 overall, 81, then 78, a 72, and kind of from there, just 61, 59, and 62. So nothing too crazy to write home about in the later half of the draft, but we've now dealt with that. Now, we find ourselves 4.5 games out of the division lead, half a game out of the wild card spot with this Twins roster. So we're going to take a look and see kind of where we find ourselves. Again, a lot of changes really need to be made to this roster. Not a ton of production outside of Carlos Correa and Luis Arraez, as you would expect. Gio's having a pretty decent power output with the 8 home runs. Byron Buxton, man, this is one of the guys that is the most curious to me, because he has all the talent in the world, and struggles to stay healthy. And we have our top 10 right now article up on laracuenteledger.com. So if you want to head over and check it out, we will be putting together the video portion of that for YouTube here. But you can get a sneak preview as to where I place Byron Buxton and kind of my thoughts on him and where he ranks in terms of the top 10 center fielders right now. So if you want to check that out ahead of the video portion that'll be showing up here on YouTube shortly. But yeah, this is one of those guys that just really baffles me, his inability to stay healthy. All right, let's take a look at the pitching side of things. So starting rotation wise, not awful. The bullpen looks to be pretty good, but we need to boost this offense. So Conforto, I feel like his asking price went up, but what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and we're going to take a look at the trade block. Actually, let's look back at what we need. So really need help at second base. Third base I can kind of live with right now. Not really. So everywhere but shortstop, center field, and really I would like to move Arraez back to second. I think he projects better there, or even as a DH with his hit ability, his hit tool. All right, so we need everything. So let's take a look at this trade block. Austin Barnes, Ledmus, not a ton right now on the trade block outside of really nothing that's really going to excite me too much. Barnes is very good defensively, but while he's having a good offensive season as told by his batting average, he's really not slugging anything super super tremendously, and he's only played in 22 games, so that doesn't really translate over. Yeah, not too much on the block itself. That is going to be kind of worth diving into. So we're gonna have to kind of go through and figure this out for ourselves. So let's take a look at the teams that are not competing. So A's are rebuilding, Nationals are rebuilding, Reds, Pirates. So Pirates might be a team that we go discuss some things with right now. So Tigers, yeah. Austin Meadows is having a pretty solid year. Not a ton of pop right now, but he could help us. And let's see. How's Hobby doing? Not great. But not entirely terrible. But that contract for Hobby is awful. Awful big contract that I don't really want to take on. So we're going to try to see kind of what we can do with some of these teams. So I want to see what it would take to get Meadows from the Tigers. It looks like quite a bit. So let's see. All right, maybe not as much as I was expecting. So it is a possibility we could get this deal done with not giving up too much on the major league side of things. So let's see. So we can get Austin Meadows for just some prospects. That will help out tremendously. But I'm also not trying to give up an A-level prospect for him either. Okay, so I feel like we're getting close to something with Meadows. Maybe not. Yeah, seems like they're looking for too much. So, yeah, I don't really want to take Hobby's contract on. Alright, so Meadows doesn't really seem like a actual viable option. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to move on. We're going to head over. Now, the Mets are a team that we can pull somebody off of because of having their... Actually, I don't even know if they would give up anybody. Huh. They may not, even though they're over budget. All right, so not a ton of talent right now on the Nationals that I would even want to take a look at. So, all right, so we're gonna go ahead and head over to the Pirates. Now we're gonna see what it would take for a guy like Brian Reynolds. Now, Reynolds is under team control for quite a bit of time. This is one of the most highly discussed players this offseason in real life for Major League Baseball. So it isn't going to be the easiest to acquire him. It does seem like it's something that could potentially get done here. Yeah, like Meadows, it seems like it's going to be a how much is too much kind of game. And we're going to have to see. Now, the other thing about Reynolds as compared to Meadows, younger switch hitter, this is going to be a guy that can be plugged into this Twins lineup for a much longer time frame. All right, so this deal would get it done. So a B level potential shortstop, a C level potential left fielder, and a D potential first baseman gets the deal done for Brian Reynolds. So I think that we're going to make this move, because then I can move Reynolds over to a corner where or I might even be able to move Buxton over to a corner, to be honest. Kind of save him a bit, but obviously defensively, Buxton in center is the better avenue, better play. Might just move him over to left. Yeah, probably just gonna move him over to left field. All right, let's get that done. Now, there's still necessities all over for our lineup. Yeah, that's not good at all. Nope. Okay. Not a ton to write home about. All right. So now let's discuss something here with the Reds. Jonathan India. So he has regressed big time compared to his breakout rookie season. But let's see. Yeah, I don't know that I really want to go that deep. All right, so let's take a look, because I feel like I might be able to acquire one of. Let me see. Now Kepler almost gets this deal close enough to getting done for Tyler O'Neill. Now Lars might be, yeah, they're about the same. Okay. All right, so let's see. Dylan Carlson. So that's a much closer deal. But yeah, offensively is going to provide us the same kind of struggles that we've been getting. All right, so offensively, Tyler O'Neill is the better play. Now Donovan might be a guy that we can pull here. Okay. Let's see. So we can dump a guy like Miguel Sano. So I don't know. All right, let's see how far up the prospect tree we would have to go to get this deal done. The thing is that moving Sano's contract isn't necessarily of the utmost importance right now. Alright, we're gonna take a look and see, because we're getting closer with some of these potential moves. So this would give us our right fielder as well as a second baseman utility type. Because right now at second we have Jorge Polanco, but he's not playing the best brand of baseball. But he's playing the brand of baseball that he's kind of on par for. So if you look at his OPS over the last couple seasons, 800, 600, 800, 600. So that's kind of where we find ourselves right now. Brendan Donovan can give us a little bit better of, well, not really. It's more versatility than anything else that I feel like he's providing us, and really getting Tyler O'Neill over Kepler is really the move that we're making here. So I think we're gonna go ahead and make this move. So now let's revamp this lineup and this roster. We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna turn Tyler O'Neill into a right fielder. And we're going to take Brian Reynolds and turn him into a left fielder. All right, so and with that, we're gonna go change that. This. Gordon, Brendan Donovan. So we'll let Gordon play against righties. We'll kind of platoon it. Yep, that's what they have here. And we're going to go ahead. Tyler O'Neill's in right field. All right. So that's a little bit there. Definitely want to improve our catching. Let's see. All right, let's head back to this trade block. Nothing really spectacular here. All right. So we're gonna go ahead. We're gonna sim through the end. We have 27 on the 26-man roster. Let's see, who do we have too much of? All right, I'm about to just send Jake Cave down, although he's having a decent time off the bench for us. So I feel like, based on production, Kirilov is the guy. But let me see. Yeah, I don't really want to lose anything from our bullpen, and our starting rotation has been solid. So we're going to send Kirilov down. Got options, so off to AAA you go, my friend. And to see. All right, so we're gonna fast forward through the rest of June. And we're gonna get through the first couple series here in July. We're going to now reevaluate. All right, so injured list, Chris Archer. Yeah, he's okay though. All right, so they're okay. All right, so now as we stand, let's get through to All-Star Week. And Carlos Correa is in the home run derby. All right. So now, as we are here at All-Star Week, we're half a game up over the Guardians for the American League Central crown. Let's see kind of where we've already signed our draft picks. And see kind of where the lineup is now. Nick Gordon's getting better. Correa's doing his thing. Rise. Buxton still struggling. Brian Reynolds has not been playing the greatest since his acquisition. Gio still around the same. Polanco. Tyler O'Neill. Brendan Donovan needs to be put into this lineup more, so we're going to go ahead and swap that because Polanco hasn't been doing what we need him to do. And outside of that, the bench is doing pretty well. Let's see. Pitching staff still holding on pretty strong. All right. So a couple of guys in this pen are struggling mightily. So let's see if the trade block is updated at all. All right, so a couple different names on here. Arcia is a guy that we definitely want to take a look at right now. He's having a great season. Mitch Garver, not so much. Josh Bell would be of a big help. We do need some help at first base. Yeah, all right. Let me see what we can do to acquire the services of Josh Bell. So, all right. So they're nothing too crazy right now. I wonder if there's anyone else that we can get to help us out. Austin Adams hasn't pitched a lot though. Alfaro, not really. All right, so not a ton. Drury would be a great offensive addition. Probably plug him into third base though, to be honest. Let's see. So this would be a big move if we can pull this off, because the reality is, okay, so get this done. He's having a solid enough season in AAA. But and the problem is that he's one of, well, not really. Still quite a few pitchers ahead of him. So Drury gives us some versatility, plus a guy who would probably just get plugged into third over Urshela right now. Because let me see how Gio's doing. Actually, Gio's not doing bad. So I'm not even sure. I mean, obviously slugging wise, Drury's doing a much better job. But it's not terrible. But I'm trying to see because Bell's gonna get plugged in at first, which is gonna then free up a rise to either DH or I might move him to second. Maybe not. I might just DH him. So, but then that leaves Drury without a position. All right. So, we got to make a decision here. Try to figure out the best avenue of improving our squad. Because we still really need a catcher. Second base hasn't been great for us this year. I think we're pretty set on our outfield right now. Shortstop is set. So really, all right. So yeah, we're gonna make this move, and Pablo Lopez is on the block. RC is a guy I want to go after. Now, yeah, Drury would get me that move in a heartbeat. Yeah. But I want to see something else. Ozzy's struggling. I wonder. That's not making a dent at all. Alright. So Polanco for RC. I don't know about that. Let's see. Now, Ryan McMahon is an interesting one. All right. So I'm trying to see. Arroyo's on the block, but for good reason. Waiver. Low. Merrifield. All right. Nobody that's having an awfully good season is available. All right. Let's see. Yeah, I don't want Escobar over. Let's see. So Cabrian is almost acquirable. Now, young, cost controlled for a long time, great defender. Offensively, isn't going to produce the power that Polanco can. Offensively, in terms of contact, they're very close, with a slight edge to Cabrian. Like I said, much better defender, pretty much the same in terms of speed, but Cabrian is much younger than Polanco is. So, and Nolan doesn't seem that far off from being acquirable. I wonder what it would take. Let me humor myself and try to figure out if Nolan Arenado is acquirable. This actually seems doable. This is kind of crazy. It's really more so probably because of the contract at that point. Because if we can make a deal where we get Nolan Arenado, that solidifies our left side of our infield with Correa and Arenado. Not to mention, like I said, I feel really confident right now with our outfield, with O'Neill, and yeah, I'm not going to be able to make this deal. I wonder if we plug in a different one down here. Let's see. Yeah, I don't know that this deal gets done. Nah, it doesn't seem like it. Yep, that's one of those tantalizing deals that doesn't actually materialize. So I'm gonna go ahead and move on. Rojas. All right, let's see. Rafael Devers is extremely close to acquirable. So let's see. Because if we can get Devers to plug into third, again, one of the best left side of the infields that you're going to find at that point. Let's see if this is an option. All right, so it is an option. Now, I would like to improve our bullpen at the same time. So let's see. So let's see if anything will move the needle. So far, no bite. Here we go. All right, so we improve our bullpen and we improve our offensive capabilities with Rafael Devers over Jorge Polanco. Let's make this deal. All right, so now let's kind of reevaluate the team here. Obviously, we got to make some moves on the major league roster. We're going to go ahead and send him down. We're going to send all right, let's look at the lineup actually. Let's go from there. So we're going to DH Arise. Urshela is going to head to bench for Josh Bell. Then Donovan's going to come in as the everyday for second base. All right, we need a better catcher. I'm about to just go with there's like no help there. All right. Who are we sending down? Because at this point, got to figure out who's going down. All right, so I can send down Michael Fulmer. Not at the greatest time. All right, so I'm gonna send down Fulmer. Yep. And one more. You're not having the greatest of times either, so you're gonna go ahead and go down. And let's see now. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. Okay. So now we've made some really big improvements, some strides. Let's take a look, see what players we have in the All-Star game. So on the pitching side of things, no one. Devers, but technically he was Boston's. So Carlos Correa. And that's it. Okay. All right, well, let's fast forward. We're gonna skip, go ahead. Auto fix that. All right. And, yeah, okay. All right, so we are now at the time of this. We definitely need a new catcher. Second base. All right. So at this point, we want to improve our pitching staff as a whole, catcher, and as far as second base, technically, we need some improvements. All right. So our starting rotation has been solid thus far. Our bullpen has been pretty solid, especially since we kind of sent down some of the guys that were kind of hurting the team. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to now fast forward through the rest of the season here and take a look at where we've come out on the 2022 campaign for the Minnesota Twins. We're now at the September call-ups, and we have to add 2 players to our roster. So yeah, of course he goes down to AAA, starts doing quite well. Yeah, he has not, however, materialized any better. Fulmer has, so Fulmer gets the call. All right, so we're gonna go ahead, finish off the season, see where we end up. It's gonna be a tight race, it seems like. Yeah. Right. So this doesn't look to be our season. We've been eliminated from the contention in the division in the American League Central. We're still hanging on by a thread here against the Rangers and Mariners for the postseason itself. Let's see where we are at now. We have clinched a wild card spot, which is good. It's really what it takes. Got to get into the show. So we finish at 90 and 72, a 556 winning percentage. We've made the postseason, and we'll be taking on the Mariners in the wild card game. Let's go ahead and take a look. Carlos Correa wins a Gold Glove. It's funny, Aaron Judge won the MVP in 2022. Jordan was in that race as well. All right, and league leaders, Correa with runs scored. All right, so we're gonna go ahead. This is now the wild card game, and we've lost. So the Twins in year 1 have made it to the postseason, but have been eliminated. So we're gonna go ahead and sim the rest of the offseason. The Astros defeated the Dodgers in the 2022 World Series. The Astros won the World Series in 2022. Eerie. All right. So there are some things, some changes that are going to have to be made as we look at these retiring players. Matt Carpenter, Miguel Cabrera, Kurt Suzuki, Stephen Vogt. Let's see, who else? Any other notable names? Adam Wainwright, Ian Kennedy, Charlie Blackmon. So, right. Robinson Cano, Chris Davis, Dexter Fowler, Brett Gardner. So quite a few notable names here that have decided to call it a career. All right, so let's just finish this. All right, so Cano and Cabrera are in the Hall of Fame according to this game. All right, so now we find ourselves heading into the off season of 2022 and 2023. We've made some very distinct changes to this roster in terms of some of the acquisitions that we were able to make here in the 2022 season. Obviously, this is the start of the groundwork that we have to really put in to turn this Minnesota Twins team into a World Series winner. So I want to thank you guys for tuning in. If you stuck around this long, I want to bring your attention to one of the things behind me on the set here. This is one of the new merchandise items we have on baseballbanterbroadcast.com. So it is a 32-ounce thermos, obviously, as you can see, with the Baseball Banter Broadcast logo and name of the channel. And I'll put that there so that can continue to be seen as I'm discussing it. What we're going to be doing once we reach 500 subscribers is we're going to run a giveaway contest. Now, we're going to be starting from this video going forward. And basically what we're going to do is you have to be a subscriber on YouTube. You have to be a commenter on the video that we're going to put out in a short form on the giveaway. We're going to do a specific video about that giveaway for a thermos from the Baseball Banter Broadcast. Again, so you have to be a subscriber here on YouTube. If you want to gain extra entries into the raffle, the contest that we're going to be running to determine the winner, follow us on TikTok, follow us on Twitter. All right, TikTok is Baseball Banter Broadcast. On Twitter is banter_baseball. And you can get extra vouchers, extra points, extra chances to win the Baseball Banter Broadcast thermos by heading over to baseballbanterbroadcast.com and purchasing a item. Now, obviously, if you want extra chances, that's the best way to do it. But again, just by subscribing to this YouTube channel, following us on Twitter, as well as on the TikTok channel that we have as well, is going to give you your best opportunities. So if you're following us on all three, that's going to be your best chance to win a giveaway once we get to 500 subscribers here on this YouTube channel. So I want to thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure you keep it locked in by hitting that subscribe button if you haven't already done so, as well as to give yourself the best chance to win the Baseball Banter thermos giveaway. So keep it locked in as we continue to try to build the Minnesota Twins into a World Series winner here on the Baseball Banter Broadcast. I want to thank you guys for tuning in, and I will catch you guys on the next video. Peace.